Well, this is a pretty exciting night for me. I'm surrounded by family and friends and fellow scouts and scout leaders and mentors. I'm full of gratitude to those who have molded and shaped my life to the young man that I am today. I would like to thank all of you for attending my Eagle Court of Honor. I'd especially like to thank Mr. George Infanzon and Mr. Rod Grabowski and Mr. Mike Ebert, who've led the troop during my time in Scouts. I hope that all of you will meet Mr. Ebert tonight. You will never meet a more determined and more dedicated leader to any group. There are many nights spent at his house for Scoutmaster conferences and rank advancements and Eagle project planning. His family sacrificed so much, but Mr. Ebert is making a significant difference in the lives of many young men. I would also like to thank Ms. Paula Blickel for all the work that she does to keep Troop 142 organized, and Mr. Jim Clarity for driving busloads of screaming boys to each and every camp out. I'd like to thank all of the other assistant scoutmasters as well as those who have donated to my project. I'm grateful for Lowe's donation and Mrs. Lynn Walker, who also donated her time to me, the Temple Terrace Women's Garden Club, and Mrs. Ruth Morris, the Temple Terrace Automotive Center, Mr. John Fox with Allstate, and some of my family members who also donated to my project. In addition, I'd like to thank Mr. Carl Langfield and Mr. James Chambers with the Temple Terrace Parks and Recreation Department. Finally, I'd like to express my gratitude to Mr. John Greaves, a local contractor, who is willing to donate his time and his energy to make my Eagle project happen. Throughout the planning process and the completion of my project in Woodmont Park, I was shown the truest example of a gentleman, a servant, and a leader. It was good to have gained a friend in Mr. John. Scouting has been a very special experience for me. I started Cub Scouts in the first grade while I still lived in Tennessee, and all of my closest friends were my pack. Tonight I'm reminded of Miss Melody Collier, who is my Cub Scouts leader. She was an excellent elementary school teacher at the Dyersburg Primary School, and her love for Scouts made it so much fun to serve others. When I moved to Florida in the 4th grade, I cherished Scouting even more because it was one of the constants in the big change in my life. Mr. George Infanzon and Mr. Mike Ebert made me feel welcome in Troop 142 when I first joined. I made new friends quickly through Scouting, like Jonathan and Isaac and Max and Franklin and Patrick, and they really took me in and made my transition from Tennessee to Florida easier. Also, I think about my Uncle John Hastings today and wish he could have been here. He was the first Eagle Scout in my family and would have been proud of me tonight. He passed away 8 years ago, but he's still an inspiration to me. I've also learned many important life lessons in Scouting and have had some unforgettable experiences. I got to whitewater raft 3 different times. I also canoed a lot and climbed up to Big Rock 3 times. Last, I had the privilege of going to Sea Base High Adventure Camp. Some things that I had to overcome when I entered Scouting were getting and staying dirty and eating less than desirable food. These are not my favorite things to do, but I learned to survive on campouts. But sometimes things could get a little ugly. My dad really pulled me through these tough times. Just the fact that he was willing to be a leader and to endure all of those weekend campouts is amazing. Because you all know that my dad's idea of roughing it is staying at the Holiday Inn Express. Scouting created a bond between me and my dad as we hiked up mountains, shot rifles, swam with jellyfish, pitched tents, and whitewater rafted. We had some great times, and I will cherish those memories for the rest of my life. What I've learned from my Scouting experience first is this, that you need to serve others before serving yourself. I've also learned how to be a better leader by getting involved, and what it means to be kind to others and have courage, because that's what the Scouting adventure is all about. Another important thing I took from Scouting was how to be self-sufficient. Through merit badge classes and also practical experience, I learned how to cook and to survive in the wilderness. I will never forget the things that Scouting has taught me. I've also been taught from my youth to love God and to follow His commands, and Scouts is a good way to demonstrate that by honoring God and country. We are blessed tonight to have many members from my church here, both young and old, who've played a special role in my life. I'm also reminded of Matt Richmond tonight, who helped me with my God and Church award. Last, if I had to pass on any advice to a younger Scout, I would say that I am most grateful for the things that others have done for me. In fact, our nation has just celebrated a holiday centered on gratitude. We are all so blessed in this age with our modern technology and new cures for diseases and the possession of constitutional freedoms. I hope that anyone who goes through Scouting will remember to be thankful to those he holds most dear. And now I'd like to have a presentation of the awards. First and foremost, I would like to present my mentor pin to my dad. Thanks for never missing a court of honor, a weekend camp out or summer camp, and for all those countless trips up to New Tampa on Sunday nights after church. For these reasons and so much more, I thank you. Next, I'd also like to recognize 3 more individuals. First, I would like to present a special award to Mr. Grabowski at this time. Mr. Grabowski serves as the Troops Committee Chair and is responsible for 108 Scouts. I present him with this Eagle pin, which represents the Eagle Scout that he is. Also, I would like to present an award for Mr. John Greaves. Mr. John has a wall of fame in his home for all of the Eagle Scouts that he has helped with their projects. I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me.
There's another door.
There's a door.
Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you. And last, but certainly not least, Mr. Ebert. Mr. Ebert, even though he's not an Eagle Scout, has mentored 20 Eagle Scouts, and in my heart, he is an Eagle. So I would like to honor him with this Eagle pin.
Very nice, Sloan. Job well done. This is